It's Hanyo, and you're watching From Script to Screen. In my opinion, Léon the Professional is a perfect movie. At least, it's as close to being perfect as possible. It's a character-driven thriller that doesn't rely on excessive action sequences and still manages to keep you at the edge of your seat, while also making you laugh and cry. So today, we're going to have a look at one of the key elements of storytelling: introducing characters. How can you make the audience get to know someone in a way that both defines their role within a story and sets the emotional tone of a film? Here's what not to do.
Floyd Lawton, aka Deadshot.
Lots of movies explain everything the audience needs to know through dialogue. Even though this might be an effective way to get all the information across, it always feels unnatural, because it forces the characters to tell each other things they should already know.
He's the most wanted hitman in the world. But everyone has a weakness, and a weakness can be leveraged. His is an 11-year-old honor student in Gotham City, his daughter.
It's the definition of lazy filmmaking.
You should talk to Mama more.
Yeah, I know.
Good screenwriters and directors will convey information visually whenever possible. So how does Luc Besson introduce Léon, the protagonist? In the opening scene, we never see his entire face. Instead, we meet him in fragments. Hands around a glass of milk, sunglasses reflecting his employer sitting in front of him. A slow reveal. The only thing we learn from the dialogue is that there's an upcoming job waiting for him. Then we witness his craft. Unseen, Léon breaks into a heavily guarded hotel room, taking out a bunch of bodyguards, petty criminals, and drug dealers along the way. His goal? Getting hold of their boss.
Check the terrace!
A hitman defined by precision. A master of his craft.
911 emergency.
I need help. Somebody's trying to kill me.
All right, let's stay on the line. I'll just be off a moment. Sir, I'm going to connect you with an officer.
Okay.
Only after he dismantles every threat does he finally emerge out of the dark and into view. A knife pressed at his victim's throat.
I'll call you back.
The meaning of this scene gets touched upon again about 40 minutes later, when he says,
The rifle is the first weapon you learn how to use, because it lets you keep your distance from the client. The closer you get to being a pro, the closer you can get to the client. The knife, for example, is the last thing you learn.
He lives in shadows and routines. Milk for innocence, musicals for peace of mind, and a pot plant for company. Rootless, yet alive. A perfect metaphor for his life in solitude. We learn about his relationship to death and the emotional distance in his life, not just through what he does, but also through how he does it. Methodical, almost ritualistic. But his discipline doesn't just cause alienation, it also delivers safety, making him invincible. Until... Matilda, the catalyst. Matilda is the second character we meet, and even though her introduction is vastly different from Léon's, they have one thing in common. Almost nothing of what we learn about the character is delivered through dialogue. As a matter of fact, the first conversation between her and Léon is a perfect example for subtext, and why, as a writer, it's essential to always think about what the characters don't say.
Hi.
Why did you hide a secret?
This building's full of rats. I didn't want my old man to find out. Got enough problems.
What happened?
fell off my bike.
We see a girl in the harsh reality of a broken home. Cigarette in hand, black eye, watching cartoons. She curses like a grown-up, but cries like a baby. Matilda is a child and an adult at the same time. So when she asks Léon a few scenes later,
Is life always this hard? It's just when you're a kid.
the line foreshadows the emotional bond that will drive the story.
Always like this.
Over the course of the movie, we see how Matilda's vulnerability causes Léon's stoic silence to crack open. She's the one who disrupts his routines, challenges his rules, and ultimately transforms him, until he's no longer the cold, detached hitman from the beginning of the story.
I love you, Leon.
This transformation reaches its climax in the following scene.
You need some time to grow up a little.
Finish growing up, Leon. I just get older.
For me, it's the opposite. I'm old enough. I need time to grow up.
Though still emotionally stunted by his past, Léon is finally starting to feel something, to grow emotionally. And by choosing to care for someone else, he redefines his purpose.
Shit.
This change ultimately causes him to sacrifice himself for Matilda's future at the end of the movie, making her the catalyst for his change.
Shit.
However, this sacrifice wouldn't be necessary if it wasn't for Stansfield, the antagonist. Unlike most antagonists, Stansfield doesn't chase the protagonist for revenge or power. He's not trying to kill Léon, not until Léon interferes. His goal is self-preservation. He's a man with a badge and a secret, and Matilda's family gets caught in the crossfire of his paranoia.
I like these calm little moments before the storm. It reminds me of Beethoven.
He doesn't act out of necessity, but out of impulse. This makes him all the more terrifying.
Can you hear it?
Where Léon lives by strict rules and discipline, Stansfield seems to operate without any moral compass at all.
Do you like Beethoven? Couldn't really say. I'm gonna play this out.
He kills because he can, and because he doesn't think anyone will stop it. This introduction is memorable not just because of Gary Oldman's magnificent performance, but due to the graphic display of violence during the following shootout. What makes the scene so gripping is Stansfield's unpredictability. We don't fully understand what Stansfield is capable of, yet we feel the threat escalating with every moment. We are not watching a stereotypical villain walk in and take over. We're watching an unstable force of nature enter the story, one whose mood can change mid-sentence. This places the audience in the same emotional space as its victims.
We said noon.
Confused, afraid, and completely powerless.
I've got 1 minute past.
The contrast is clear. One, a killer with a code, the other, a cop without one. And yet, their paths cross. Stansfield is the reason Léon meets Matilda, and ultimately, he's the force that tests whether Léon's change is real, whether he's willing to risk his life for someone else. In a well-constructed script, the antagonist doesn't just oppose the hero, he defines him. And in Léon the Professional, Stansfield unknowingly does exactly that. The introduction of every character in this movie does more than just tell us who someone is. It shows us how they operate, and most importantly, what they're missing.
Sleep well.
Léon is missing empathy.
Because after breakfast, you gotta take off.
Where to?
Not my problem.
Matilda love,
Yeah, get inside and do your homework.
I did it already.
Oh, yeah?
and Stansfield control.
Stan!
So when these three characters collide, their arcs don't just move forward.
Look what you did.
They bounce off, challenge, and influence one another.
you don't help me, I'll die tonight. I can feel it. And I don't want to die tonight.
Matilda, you're just a little girl, so don't take it badly, but I don't think you could do it. I'm sorry.
Léon the Professional illustrates perfectly how characters aren't defined by what they say, but by what they do. And therefore, their introduction doesn't require an explanation. It just needs to plant a seed for change, the thing that will slowly unravel as the story unfolds.
I think we'll be okay here, Léon.
He deals the cards as a meditation, and those he plays never suspect. He doesn't play for the money he wins. He doesn't play for respect.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.